Hello everybody, this is Pete from PA Labs, and it's day 3 of working on my Pure Basic Development desktop app, uh, probably the future replacement of Class Builder 3. And development is coming along tremendously, although there's not a whole lot to show. Tested, let me clarify things. Uh, Adding an existing project works like a champ. I imported actually a copy of its own application, and we can now come in and view the forms. Here's all the forms that I've created that are in the project. I've put a ton of code behind screens. I don't know, most people probably would not notice this, but this screen is actually updated to the empty object of the database class. Oh, that reminds me, I gotta rename that. So you have database classes and you have enumerators. This is actually being updated, although I can see a few still glitches. I've added a full create, modify, delete attached to each of the panels out here. So depending on what you're viewing, you can change it here. You don't have to come over and say create. An interesting thing I decided to do, let's say you're looking at this and you decide you want to create a DB class. You can create the DB class, and I'm going to get it out of the way. It's kind of hard to see, but the screen has been redone to the view database classes, so this program will always have the knowledge that he has that behind him, which is important. A lot of this is starting to get filled in. These are the forms that exist in the project, so we can build something attached to that. We can grab the parent or have no parent. These guys, option buttons are there. If I selected that, did this? I don't think that loaded yet. No, he's not loading yet. Alright, I gotta work on that today. I've got a lot of code that's written but untested. I've been going through and seeing what all is in need in the back and putting it all in here. I don't think these, oh yeah, they're hooked in. So child classes, well, we don't have any. Okay, so these are beginning to get hooked up. Oh, may have just broke it. Probably did. Yep, I did. That's what I get for trying to test on a live application. Yeah, go ahead and force quit. Oh, I know how to do it. We can jump over here and just do this. So the code is coming along lovely. We're just going to move on and pretend that didn't happen. So I've got the code. This is the database class. We'll come down to Windows. Let's go into database here. I've got like tons of code filled in back here, but not much of it is tested. And I have this on all of the forms. I was working late last night on the DB fields, getting the various chunks of software in place. Let's see, we can come through that, and here's the saving back, but I haven't tested really anything. Trying to get it in and compiled, and today I'm going to finish the field table. I pretty much have the child here. I pretty much have class. I pretty much have all of these filled in. Not terribly sure about you guys. No, I haven't done anything here yet. Just a little. So finish this. try to finish off field and begin the testing of things. So let's see if we go ahead and hit play and pretend that it didn't just crash a minute ago. I do have the create project, and you can link in. Oh, I didn't hook that up. Modify. Oh, yay, you can come out here and modify. And deleting. It's important to note that these buttons here for the project don't actually mess with your hard drive on your project. They're adding and subtracting the project and modifying the project and how it is to the desktop environment, the desktop, Pure Basic Development desktop. It's not really touching your hard drive. Now, it is in one manner, and that's something we can show pretty nicely. That's a pretty cool, slick bunch of code. Let's see, in desktop, let's see, imports over here. So add existing. He comes in and does a lookup based on path, and because you could name it different than what the path is. And so if it already exists, he runs this verify step. And the verify step is where he comes out and looks at your project root and says, okay, these folders that you said, let's go show the screen. These folders you said you have, these guys right here, do they exist in your project? If they don't, I'm going to create an empty folder for them, because these are folders that this software will rely on. Now, all of these can point to the same folder. Fine and dandy. But it makes logical sense to break these pieces up. As you can see in my project here, I have a DB class, and I know exactly where to go look for my database classes. My enumerations, they're all here. Forms, well, forms belongs in a form folder, although I need to put that on this list. And then windows, where do you want your windows to be? The code that's behind the windows. So if we actually open this up, for instance, I know I'm just kind of rolling with the flow here, but here we have your loading of the screen, the population of the screen, and then it ends with the unhide of the screen, and then here's your control loop, the code that's in your control loop, save and cancel and stuff like that, call functions. You come into this based on create, modify, and delete. What's your intentions? This is the reverse, this set data is the reverse of loading the screen. Loading the screen takes the screen gadgets and loads them from the object. Down here, this does the reverse. Here he is. He's taking and loading the object database objects from the screen. So he's taking your changes and putting it back into the object. And then it does the save down here in the save function, and then close merely just closes the screen out. So that's the logic behind these the form code, if you will. And if we, let's see, that should be you. If we come over here, we're going to have that. Let's go ahead and do a view database. So this is going to be your window code. This is your database class. And this will actually be the SQL code for creation of your database. So all of that is hopefully going to get started today. I would like to get these forms done and partially tested and get on to getting this thing to do what it needs to do. So I am going to have to add a fifth field here. So it says, where is your form code? Where do I find the form code? Now, if you remember from the ICE Designer, the form code of ICE Designer is we have forms and then the code where you export the code. That would be the directory we're looking for, would be that code folder. If you're using the built-in, we just want your forms folder. Why you would name it different, I don't really know. It just makes logical sense to break stuff up. But I mean, everybody's different. Everybody's got their safe zone for how they do stuff. This is mine. I'm exceedingly and painfully organized. So that is pretty much the show of what I wanted to show you today. Let's go get rid of that. So if I bring up the SQL, the only thing I really have getting populated is that import project. We have a list of the project forms, and then we have its child of all the database classes. And I have the names of the database classes, and then I've got the full enumeration. My goal in this is going to be when we are, let's see, we had it running. When you're here, all right, so we open this up. If you're matching to the form, you're playing with the form name list. Oh crap, I don't have that one being populated yet. That was what I was going to show you. This is going to come up with the name, which would be string name or combo box form or whatever the form name is that you actually have on the screen, but it's going to skip all the extraneous crap. But he's also going to store the enumeration, because the enumeration is what your actual code's going to use. So that has a bit of serious code behind him. And the reason he's not really in here is because being loaded right now is because that's got a lot of work behind it still to do. So over here, oh, that's right, this is where it crashes. Ha 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 ha. I did it again. Okay, so things are looking pretty good. And I want to thank you all for watching. Tomorrow I hope we'll be able to create a database class, maybe add some fields, go through some of these fields and show you some stuff working. I know I almost got there today, but there's an awful lot of code here to go through. So I wanted to give you a video, keep this thing rolling, show you we're definitely making progress at this end, and as always, thank you very much for watching.